Good afternoon and welcome to today's Storiant webinar. Today we're going to be discussing the features and benefits of the Storiant software solution. Storiant is a software company that develops software that will allow an enterprise or a service provider to deploy quickly and easily a public, private, or hybrid cloud solution based on commodity hardware. Specifically, that commodity hardware consists of x86 servers, disk enclosures, and desktop disk drives. The problems really are obvious. Storage growth is exploding much faster than budgets. So IDC estimates that digital storage growth is increasing about 60% annually, whereas IT budgets are only increasing by about 5% year over year. Obviously, there's a huge discrepancy there, and that creates a large problem for the storage industry. What is Storiant and how will we help companies solve those problems? There really is a new paradigm in the storage industry, and that is object storage. People have come to the realization that SAN and NAS and traditional storage technologies simply don't scale out to the measures necessary to support that explosive growth of unstructured data. Object storage is a proven technology. It's proven specifically in large public clouds, service offerings like Amazon's S3. 8 or 9 years ago, S3 didn't exist. And now, as of April 2013, there were over 2 trillion objects being stored in S3. So clearly, this is a technology that works and is experiencing rapid growth. There is obviously a need for private clouds as well. So companies like financial institutions and research firms and hospitals and healthcare, for one reason or another, simply can't put their data into a public cloud. A recent survey by Cetera found that 63% of enterprises that are considering the cloud prefer or require private cloud solutions over public cloud offerings. The reasons for those really are many. It could be anything from security to a need to own the data, to faster response times, to an unwillingness to pay for bandwidth for uploads and downloads. So how is Storiant different from some of the other cloud providers that are out there? First and foremost, we offer software that will allow these cloud solutions to be built and deployed at a total cost of ownership of less than a penny per gigabyte per month. We do that in a couple of different ways. The first is obviously the desktop drives and the commodity hardware that I spoke about earlier. The second part of this low TCO is power control. So we include within our software a power governor that will allow drives and volumes of data to be spun down when not in use. It also allows you granular control over the data temperature, from deep freeze for long-term archive to sort of warm storage for long-term storage of data that may need to be accessed more often. We are the only cloud object store that actually will spin down media. So we don't just go idle on the drives, we'll actually be a little bit more proactive and take it one step beyond that and actually spin down the drives themselves. And then again, we're designed from the ground up for use with desktop drives and some of the new archive media that the drive manufacturers are just now coming out with. We also allow you to configure the performance that's needed. So we can offer complete business continuity with scale out, meaning you can have multiple copies of data. You can skip the traditional tape-based backup and restore and move towards more of a business continuity model with a solution that can fit multiple business units within your enterprise. You can also go from seldom access cold storage to high bandwidth data analytics within a single solution. So once we have drives spun up and active within our solution, we will stream data out at about 700 or 800 gigabytes per second per storage server. 700 or 800 megabytes, I'm sorry. We also have a wide range of configurations in servers and power. So our goal here really is to be open, to certify multiple server vendors, multiple drive enclosure vendors, multiple drive vendors. and give you, the customer, the choice in terms of the hardware that you're purchasing, maintenance on that hardware, when to replace that hardware, separating the maintenance of the hardware and the software really allows you to lower your total cost of ownership. And then finally, we offer immutability and compliance. So we meet SEC Rule 17A4, which is very important, in fact, vital for the securities industry. And it helps companies also avoid pilot error deletion. Even if they're not required to be compliant by the SEC or some other regulatory agency, they want to make sure that this long-term data that they're storing is important to their business and is immutable and will be there when they need to retrieve it. The Storiant solution really is architected to address multiple use cases. Our goal is to be the storage that resides in what we call the data lake. The data lake is that large repository of data from multiple business units, multiple applications, and the goal here really is to have one storage solution that can back end all of those things, from data warehousing to, again, compliant storage, long-term data analytics and Hadoop, voice and video archiving. Really, there's no limit to the number of use cases that we can help companies solve. So how do we do this? How does Storiant actually work? Well, we start with a solid foundation. I mentioned desktop drives several times. That really helps us keep the cost down on the hardware side. We have to be, obviously, if we're long-term storage, we have to be extremely reliable. So we've chosen the underlying file system within our solution to be OpenZFS on Linux. It gives us great data durability. It gives us great maintenance and reliability, wide striping for good streaming performance. The benefits really are many. We've also chosen, we are an object store, and so when we store an object within the solution, that object has some associated metadata. We've chosen Cassandra, which is a NoSQL database, to be that repository for the metadata of those objects. It offers us almost infinite scale out, and it also provides us with great versatility. On top of that base, we've built a lot of Storiant-specific intellectual property, things that help lower costs, things that help with durability, things that help with scalability. Those range from the power management, again, to the use of commodity servers, sparing within the solution. We include monitoring and alerting, all of those things that ZFS helps us with around data verification, automatic repair. We are multi-tenant capable. We support replication. And we're built to be scalable out to exabytes. We also, again, offer things like compliance and immutability. Hadoop works very well with our solution because of the high rates of streaming that we have. We work towards interoperability. So we have a NAS gateway that will allow existing applications to interact with our object store. We also work well with some of the HSM solutions that are out there. And again, migration and lifecycle management really is a big part of our solution as well. In terms of application interfaces, we are at our base an object store. We are built on OpenStack Swift. So our interface essentially is a superset of OpenStack Swift. We also support Amazon's S3 interface. So applications that support either Swift or S3 currently should and will work with our solution. We also offer a number of client libraries for people who want to build their own applications. Those are available in Java, Python, C#, C. We have a direct file system class for Hadoop, so you can run MapReduce jobs directly against the data that resides in Storiant. And then I mentioned earlier, we have a NAS gateway that will support NFS and CIFS for application compatibility. Thank you very much for taking the time to view our webcast today. If you'd like any more information, please don't hesitate to email me directly at phogan@storiant.com. And we really look forward to hearing you. Thanks so much and have a great day.